Turn off the noise. The noise, it's any distraction that distracts you from pursuing that crazy vision in your head. I know you have it in there. I know it's rattling around in there. It's time now to cancel the noise and go after what you've been chasing in your brain this whole time. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Wirefire Factor. I am your host, Matt Wireman, and today's episode is going to dig deep. We're going to talk a little bit about the noise, but we're going to talk about how to move your plan forward and take that dream and put it into motion. But before we get started, as always, got to get that energy going. You got to feel it. I can feel the energy, and I know at home you can feel it too. I'm going to give you some insight today that is going to change your life. Each one of these episodes is just perspective, again, that I have witnessed and applied to my own life and seen success. And I want you to have that same success, because no matter what you're doing in your life, it requires a plan. It requires some type of work in order for it to be successful. It doesn't matter if you're trying to buy a house, buy a car, get married, try to manage your children, or maybe even your priorities. It does not matter. It requires a plan and it requires work. But before we can hit the ground running, we got to have some groundwork. And that's what I'm going to show you today. The first is called mind mapping. You have to be able to take that vision, and you have to be able to take those sleepless nights that you had and where you just get that energy, right? I know when I'm doing this, that's when I feel it. I know whenever you guys get that heart beating or there's something happening inside of you, that's what you're passionate about. And when you're passionate, you got to be able to take it from here to here. You got to be able to put it on paper. And the way the mind map works, you take your vision and you put it right in the middle of the paper. And once you have that, that's the first step. Just get it down. That way you see it, you believe in it, and then you own it. Then you take that goal and you list 4 things around it, right? So key tasks or key activities or whatever you're going to do, this discipline that's going to help support your goal. Map those out. So you have 4 of those around. Then from each of those 4, you're going to branch off and do 2 actions that's going to support it. So if you have your goal, and then you have a discipline that's going to help you get there, and then you have 2 actions associated with it, there's no way you can fail. Now you need to map this out, and then you'll be able to see it. It's a vision, right? And it's coming to life. And as you're walking through it, it's forcing you to say, okay, what can I apply? What is waste? What is noise? What is good for me? What is bad for me? And as you lay out that mind map, it helps you align with your vision. The next step in this process then is where you get to take a little bit more and learn about yourself. How many of us actually learn about ourselves? This is called the personal SWOT analysis. Now, SWOT works in a business environment. SWOT is a well-known tool across the board. I use it for personal development. I've used it on myself. I've mapped out my own personal SWOT many times over because it has changed and evolved over the years. And I want you to take that first step. So again, we're going to take everything that's up in here and our hearts and everything that we believe in, and we're going to put it on paper. So now with the personal SWOT analysis, take that sheet of paper and you draw a line, right? And then where it intersects, you now have that 4 blocks. And in the top left, we're going to start with the S. The S stands for strength. I want you to write down 3 things that you're amazing about. What makes you amazing? What makes you who you are? Those 3 strengths need to be identified. Okay, now the goal with this tool is also to be honest with ourselves. The next is the W. That's the weakness. This is the one that we usually avoid because we don't really want to face those. The weakness is just being honest, saying, okay, what do I struggle with? What do I need to do better? What have I evaluated myself over time where I'm like, I need to do a little bit better in that area? Write down those 3 things. Very important that you're honest with yourself, okay? The next, on the bottom left, is where we're going to do the O. The O is the opportunity. Through your gifts and your talent, what opportunities are going to come from this? If you truly pursue it and you truly take your mind map and you truly take this personal analysis to heart and you actually live by it, what opportunities are going to come? Should be plenty, because every one of us are gifted with something. When we align it, it's powerful. And the last is threats. Now understand, not everybody is on board with our vision. So you have to be able to persuade them to see what your vision is. You have to get others around you to see and believe in it as well, but not everybody's going to be on board. So what threats or setbacks could be imposed just by you pursuing your gift? Again, we are going all in. So going all in means there's no turning back. Again, we're going to fight every war in front of us and not the one behind us. Those days are behind us. So once you kind of have those laid out, success then requires sacrifice. So no matter what, when you have everything lined out in front of you, you still got to move forward. And again, I want to motivate you. I want to inspire you, but I want to see you move forward. Finally, at the bottom of that page, I want you to take who you are, and then I want you to sign it. And when you sign it and date it, that means you're committing to it. That means it means something to you. And then you're going to hang it on the wall, and you're going to be reminded daily that, so you know what? That's what I said I was going to do, and that's where I'm going to follow through. You got to be a person of your word. You got to be able to follow through if you're going to do something, and that includes with yourself. Okay, use this as a tool to help remind you and that you can keep growing and maturing. You see, the noise is loud. It's very, very, very loud. And you have to have the ability to tune it out, clear your mind, clear everything else that's going on around you. That doesn't mean you exclude your responsibilities or what you are required to do at home or at work. That just means you have to be on another level while all that is still functioning. Okay, then you take your mind map and then you put it to life. You have to bring it out, and then you have to take those steps. And then you got to be honest with yourself of where you're at. Quit believing and waiting on somebody else to show up. This is your tool, this is your goal, and this is your mission. Be you, be the best version that you can be, and I promise you, success will follow. Cancel the noise, get rid of it, and turn life on, because it's going to be great.